Welcome to our guide on HTML element box type or display types. Understanding how different elements behave will be your guide in structuring your web pages. In this lecture, we will discuss the block level, inline level, and inline block elements, explore their properties and how they impact your layout. Let's get started. Let's begin with block level elements. These elements always start on a new line and take up the full width available. It stretches out to the left and right as far as they can. Next, we have inline elements. The inline elements, unlike block elements, do not start on a new line and only take up as much width as necessary. Also, we have also the inline block element. These elements are hybrid, combining the flow characteristics of inline elements with the structural characteristics of block level elements. Let's practice this and show you how is the implementation of each display. So here is our code. For the block level element, we have the article, the aside, the block code, the division or the div, footer, form, H1 to H6. We have header, including the horizontal rule, the nav, ordered list, unordered list, of course, paragraph, section, table. For inline level element, we have the anchor tag, the emphasis, label, span, strong, button, and for the last one, so we will change the display type of this inline element to block to inline block element. You can also change an inline element to behave like a block-like element. So let's put this on practice. So we have a code here. Again, we reset the margin and the padding of the whole document. We have a body of margin 30. So for the table setting, let's collapse the border. So let's set the collapse. So I will minimize this. So let's fix this part. It's a table. So as you can see, we have here a class of block level for the container. So let's design this one. So block level, I will use the universal selector. It means that all inside the block level element class will be affected by the specific design. So for example, we have a background of aqua, and to show you that it occupies space from left to right, let's have a margin of 10 pixels. So block level means that it will occupy the spaces 100% from left to right. So it starts from the left and occupying space till it fills the right side portion of the screen. And also, if you'll notice, we have line breaks. So that is the characteristic of block level elements. You can design level elements specifically. You can set them with a specific width, and also you can set them with a specific height. That is the property of block level element. So the opposite of block level element is the inline level element, which is in our example, we have the anchor tag up to the strong tag. So what is the difference of inline level element? So for example, we have inline level. Let's give a background of orange. And let's see if margin will work. For example, we have a margin of 50 pixels and 20 pixels. So remember that on inline element, horizontal margining works, but not vertical. So for example, here's the A. So as you can see, if we inspect this, so we have horizontal margin, but we don't have a vertical margin. Okay, so how about padding? For example, we set the padding to 10 pixels. So let's see. So in terms of padding, so let's inspect this one. So we have a padding of 10 and also a padding of 10. So padding works. How about if we set the width and height for an inline level element? For example, we have a width of 100 pixels and a height of 100 pixels. So as you can see, only the button for this in specific instance works, but the rest, they do not have the capability to add specific dimension because of their inline level property. And the last one, we have the hybrid, for example, of inline block. Inline block level asterisk. So we set the display, for example here, to inline block. So if you want to display this one as an inline, I think there's no need because the default behavior of this element are all inline. I'm sorry, not here, but specifically here. So this is display inline. Okay. So for the inline block, you can set a specific width also and specific height if this is an inline block element. Also to show that, let's add some background and specific padding. So for example, we have a padding of 50 pixels. So the padding work, but as you can notice, we have spacing at the side. So this is the characteristic of inline block element as it's create a white space if you have specific distance. But if you configure your HTML structure just like this, so the extra space says will be gone. So that is the characteristic of inline block elements. It can have a margin and padding, but we have extra spaces. And the way to treat that is to remove the extra spacing or the white space on your HTML structure. Again, for inline element, it doesn't have the capability to add a specific width and a specific height. As you can see, I'm setting 1000 pixels. For the button, yes, it can be, but for other elements, it will not have a specific width. And also, the margin, you can have horizontal margin in terms of inline element, but not vertical. Okay, so these are the different box types in CSS with their specific display property. So I hope you understand your differences, as this will be helpful when we are laying out our pages. Thank you very much and see you in the next lecture.